Chapter 1. A Legacy Overhead. That's the label he stuck on me. I was mid-update on a compliance audit form when the video feed stuttered on. And there he was, Matt, 30 years old if we're stretching. The sort of guy who probably says synergy in bed and treats Excel macros like witchcraft. The CFO introduced him as the efficiency fixer, which in corporate speak translates to executioner with dimples. He looked sunbaked, teeth bleached, with a haircut that screamed I asked Google for alpha male fades. Hi everyone, he grinned. The exact smirk you find on guys who still do keg stands at weddings. I'm here to streamline operations and eliminate process redundancies. His eyes landed on me through the screen like he was sizing up which antique chair to kick to the curb first. I didn't blink. Just save the folder where he kept every single licensing file, time-stamped renewal, and compliance chain tied to my name. Renamed it A Church Pancake Recipes and stashed it on a private drive. Dana Miller wasn't about to get cut down like some rookie. By noon, I overheard him in the break room laughing with a couple of junior analysts about phasing out boomer infrastructure. I'm 42, not a boomer, but in Matt's world, if you're not TikToking your workflow, you're already extinct. Then came the huddle, open floor nonsense, walking, upine. Everyone standing around like we were performing an exorcism on common sense. Matt clicked through a slide deck bloated with phrases like agile compliance ecosystem and decentralized accountability hubs. 3 interns nodded along, as if they were witnessing Elon Musk descend from the heavens. Some of our team members, particularly those with legacy responsibilities, will be reassessed to align with our lean strategy, he announced, staring straight at me. We appreciate your historical contributions, Dana. Historical. Like I was some sarcophagus stashed in HR basement. I didn't respond, just smiled. The kind of smile you flash when someone's about to walk right into the bear trap you've had hidden for years. Oh, and pause for a quick favor. If you're listening and haven't subscribed yet, help me out. I'm chasing 10,000 subscribers so I can finally afford a chair that doesn't wobble on one side. Seriously, 95% of you lurk without clicking the button. One tap would make this girl proud. Chapter 2 that evening, I stayed behind. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I wanted to watch the system breathe, the way a parent watches their kids sleep before CPS knocks on the door. I triple-checked my credentials across 3 federal databases: certification active, renewal control, licensing pin, audit clearance, all still tied to my name. I verified the timestamps matched. Then I printed out my contract clause, the one no one ever bothers to read. Section 7C. If involuntary termination occurs, all company-paid licenses and regulatory certifications shall be voided, with credentials officially rescinded within 48 hours of contract termination. No one noticed when I left the building. But I sure noticed how Matt's eyes tracked me that morning, like a lion staring at a cow, never realizing the cow controls predator drones. Ever see a man mistake a fuse for a shoelace? You're about to. By Tuesday, Matt had taped a poster above the copier. Compliance not equal to complacency. And yes, the font was Comic Sans. Then the fun started. Everyone was ordered to a re-interview for their newly evolved roles. They dressed it up like a team bonding exercise, like we should be grateful to pitch ourselves for the same jobs listed on our health insurance cards. One by one, folks filed into conference rooms like school kids summoned to the principal's office. The fresh hires came out beaming, parroting lines like, Matt really sees me, and he's bringing new energy. I wanted to tell them that kind of air doesn't come from fresh breezes. It comes from a busted sewer pipe. When it was my turn, I didn't bother bringing a resume. I brought silence. Matt barely glanced up from his laptop. Dana, you've been here a while. 10 years, I replied, calm as ice in a snowstorm. All right, institutional knowledge. We value that. His fingers clattered on the keys, probably typing fire dinosaur into Slack. He pulled up some flimsy org chart and pointed at a box labeled Regulatory Stewardship. Under it, my name was crossed out. Next to it, open to be reassigned. Then he clicked into another tab, Q3 Renewal Delegation. The file name read Q3 License Transfer Plan V1. In the comments, a note. Can this be transferred downstream? Downstream in Matspeak meant dumped on someone too green to spell OSHA. I kept my poker face, but inside, a siren was howling. Ow! Back at my desk, I opened the database I'd built from scratch back in 2016, the one that tracked every compliance certificate, its expiration date, which agency oversaw it, and who had signature authority. 43 items, 43 licenses. 43 strands of bureaucratic red tape woven into one tight noose, and every knot tied to me. I exported a fresh copy, encrypted it, zipped it, renamed it Employee Birthday Cake List, and shot it off to a private account. Then I scrubbed my sent items. Call me paranoid, but I've seen what happens when children play with matches and call it innovation. Later that day, Matt reassigned my inspection prep to a marketing intern who thought FDA stood for Food Design Aesthetic. No joke, she asked if that meant redesigning the lunchroom posters. Meanwhile, my new task was reorganizing the janitorial supply shelf. His words, it'll keep you in the loop at a foundational level. Foundational, like mildew. I politely asked if I still had admin access to our licensing dashboard. Matt blinked like I'd just spoken ancient Aramaic. Oh, I think we routed that to Chloe last week. You don't really need it anymore, right? Chloe had just learned what a PDF was. I didn't argue, just nodded, slipped into a terminal down the hall, and revoked her access through a shadow admin panel no one else knew existed. Chapter 3 by Friday. I came in, and my badge didn't beep. Just flashed red like a dying smoke detector. At reception, the guard wouldn't even make eye contact. Or shuffled me into a glass room with the blinds half drawn, like they were afraid sunlight might give me leverage. Dana chirped a woman who'd clearly practiced her a professional empathy face in a mirror. Your role has been assessed as overlapping with other emerging positions. This isn't personal. Funny how it's never personal when it's your livelihood. She slid a folder across the table, thick with paperwork. At the top, separation agreement. I flipped straight to the back page and signed nothing. Instead, I pulled out my own folder, Section 7C, highlighted, notarized, time-stamped. If you terminate me, I said evenly, all regulatory licenses tied to this company vanish within 48 hours. Without active credentials, every operating unit becomes non-compliant, including payroll. Her smile faltered like a Jenga tower with the wrong block pulled. She excused herself for a quick call. 10 minutes later, Matt strutted in, all puffed chest and fake authority. Dana, he said, like he was breaking up with a houseplant. We appreciate your decade of service, but moving forward we need agility, innovation, synergy. I cut him off. Without my credentials, you'll have agility straight into a federal audit. For the first time, his grin cracked. Are you threatening us? No, I said, calm as glass. Just quoting your own paperwork. I tapped the clause with one manicured finger. 48 hours after termination, licenses lapse. You do the math. HR tried to shuffle me out quietly, but I'd already scheduled a notary appointment for that afternoon. Walked in, sat down, had my official rescind letter stamped, sealed, and emailed to 3 federal agencies before happy hour. By Monday, my inbox was already lighting up. 2 regulators confirmed receipt. One agency called the company directly asking why their compliance officer of record had been terminated mid-cycle. Let's just say panic doesn't echo, it detonates. By Tuesday, the company's inspection was put on hold. Vendors froze shipments. One bank account got suspended for a verification issues. Payroll didn't run. Employees didn't get paid. And suddenly, Matt wasn't holding the steering wheel. He was duct taped to the hood of a car headed off a cliff. Chapter 4 by Wednesday morning. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Not friends, corporate. First it was HR, voice trembling like she'd swallowed a blender. Dana, there seems to be some confusion with the licensing transition. I let her ramble, then politely reminded her, there is no transition. My credentials aren't transferable. They terminate when I do. Click. An hour later, Matt himself called. His usual smirk was gone. You could hear it in his voice. Look, Dana, maybe we miscalculated. Perhaps there's a way we can bring you back on. Temporarily. Like I was a spare tire. I told him I'd think about it, while sipping coffee at home in sweatpants, watching his empire burn on LinkedIn updates. Employees posting about paychecks bouncing. Clients grumbling about delays. Vendors freezing contracts. By Thursday, I stopped answering his calls. See, the beauty of revenge isn't screaming I told you so. It's letting the silence do the screaming for you. By Friday, I got an email, not from Matt, but from the CFO who'd once called me overhead. The subject line, reconsideration of terms. The message was practically begging me to return. Full pay, retroactive, even a bonus to stabilize operations. But here's the thing about bridges. Once you watch someone set fire to yours, you don't rebuild it. You roast marshmallows on the flames. So I sent a single line reply. 8 per section 7 CA, termination is final. Best of luck. And then I blocked their domain.